Dog hears the peanut butter jar open from the other side of the house. Suddenly they're standing next to you, tail going, eyes locked on the jar. And honestly, it's hard to say no. But before you give them that next spoonful, there's one thing I want you to check. The ingredient label. Because some peanut butter can contain an ingredient that's extremely dangerous for dogs. And the strange part? It's not the peanut butter itself. It's what some manufacturers add to it. So let's look at exactly what you should be checking. And what else matters when peanut butter becomes your dog's favorite treat. First, let's clear up the big question. Can dogs eat peanut butter? Generally, yes, in moderation, provided the product doesn't contain xylitol. Peanut butter can be a useful high-value treat, and some owners even use small amounts with food toys or to hide medication. But there's a catch. Not every jar is made the same way, and that's where the label comes in. Part 1. The label check. Imagine you're standing in the kitchen. You grab the jar. The front says, natural. Sounds good. Or, sugar-free. Sounds even healthier. But neither of those phrases tells you the one thing you really need to know. You need to turn the jar around and read the ingredients. Look specifically for xylitol. You may also see it referred to as birch sugar or wood sugar. And this is important because xylitol is safe for people but can be highly toxic to dogs. In dogs, it can trigger a rapid release of insulin and cause a dangerous drop in blood sugar. So don't judge the peanut butter by the picture on the front. Flip the jar around. Part 2. Why xylitol is such a big deal. Here's where the biology gets interesting. Humans and dogs don't respond to xylitol in the same way. In dogs, xylitol can be absorbed rapidly and trigger a powerful insulin response. That can cause blood glucose to fall quickly. And depending on the exposure, xylitol poisoning can become life-threatening. The FDA says signs can begin quickly, including vomiting, weakness, difficulty walking, collapse, and seizures. There's also concern about liver injury. So this isn't one of those ingredients where you think it's probably fine in a tiny amount. If a product contains xylitol, don't give it to your dog. Part 3. The name you need to remember. There's another reason this can be confusing. You might know the ingredient is xylitol. But labels can also use names such as birch sugar or wood sugar. So when you're checking a peanut butter jar, don't just glance at the first few words. Actually read the ingredient list. And if you're not sure what an ingredient means, don't guess. Choose a different product or ask your veterinarian. Part 4. The other peanut butter problem. Now let's say your peanut butter doesn't contain xylitol. Does that mean you can let your dog finish the jar? Definitely not. Peanut butter is relatively high in fat and calories. And that's where a harmless little treat can quietly become a lot of extra food. Think about what happens when your dog gets peanut butter on top of breakfast. Then another spoonful during training. Then some inside a toy. Then a little taste while you're making your own sandwich. Individually, those portions might look tiny. Together, they add up. So peanut butter should stay in the treat category, not become a major part of your dog's diet. Part 5. Why dogs go crazy for it. And there's a reason peanut butter works so well as a reward. It's strong smelling. It's rich. It's sticky. And for many dogs, that combination makes it extremely interesting. That can actually make it useful when you need a high-value reward. But there's a smarter way to use that enthusiasm. You don't need a giant spoonful. A small amount can be enough to make a treat, toy, or training reward exciting. Your dog doesn't know whether you gave them a tablespoon or a tiny dab. They just know. Peanut butter. Part 6. What else should you look for? Xylitol is the ingredient I want you to take most seriously. But the rest of the label still matters. Avoid products with lots of unnecessary added ingredients. And be especially careful with products marketed as sugar-free or reduced sugar, because those products deserve a closer ingredient check. Salt and added sugar aren't things your dog needs from a treat. A simple peanut butter with a short ingredient list is generally easier to evaluate. And remember, natural doesn't automatically mean dog safe. The ingredient list is what tells you what's actually inside. Part 7. What if your dog already ate some? This is the part one really want people to remember. If your dog accidentally eats peanut butter and you discover that it contains xylitol, don't wait to see what happens. Contact your veterinarian or an emergency veterinary clinic right away. The FDA specifically recommends immediate veterinary contact after suspected xylitol ingestion. Keep the packaging. The veterinarian may need the exact product and ingredient information. And don't try to diagnose the situation based only on whether your dog looks normal. Xylitol poisoning can develop quickly. The safest response is simple. Get professional advice immediately. Part 8. The simple rule. So here's the peanut butter rule I want you to remember. Before your dog gets peanut butter, check 3 things. Number 1. Ingredients. No xylitol or birch sugar. Number 2. Amount. It's a treat, not a meal. Number 3. Your individual dog. A dog with dietary restrictions, certain medical conditions, or a history of digestive problems may need different choices. That's when your veterinarian's advice matters. 3 checks. That's it. So the peanut butter mistake isn't simply giving your dog peanut butter. The mistake is grabbing any jar, assuming they're all the same, and never looking at the ingredients. Your dog sees peanut butter. You need to see the label. And that tiny habit, turning the jar around before you share it, can make a huge difference. If you like discovering the science behind everyday things your dog doesn't eat, subscribe to Furiosity. Because sometimes the most important dog health information is hiding in something you already have in your kitchen. Be honest. Have you ever checked your peanut butter ingredients for your dog? Yes, every time? Or did you just assume peanut butter was automatically safe? Tell us below.